Welcome to another day in the Matrix, Waters Above Crypto. We're all getting the red pill to start this weekend. Blood in the streets as retail sells their bags for the third straight weekend in a row. I guess their resume to McDonald's got declined. Anyways, I had an awesome time chatting with everyone last night on the live stream, and I'll be planning to do a live stream every Friday night from now on. And today I'll be covering the charts and what I expect over this 3-day weekend for Wall Street. Since Monday is Memorial Day, our greaseball friends over at the New York Stock Exchange will be powdering their noses and partying on yachts while the retail investor is sweating in front of their computer screens. And of course, the waters above wolves will be buying that dip and walking calmly through the flames. All the conscious investors out there know that we need to buy the fear. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with the esoteric science of Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology to understand these markets. If you haven't already subscribed and you like what we're doing here, feel free to subscribe. Give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. And just a reminder, I'm running a sale on the Mastermind course until the end of this month. For those of you that want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, you can join my Mastermind course. There's a promo code in the pinned comment below with instructions to get lifetime access to the course with a discount. My email's in the description box to get in contact with me for access to the course. We got a couple more days left in the month, so feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to take advantage of the discount. And now is the perfect time to get educated in how this crypto market operates because the prices of all the top crypto projects are discounted across the board, and this next couple months will be the final accumulation opportunities at these lower prices before the bull run kicks back to the upside as we approach the end of the year. So now's the time. And with that being said, let's take the red pill. So, first things first, I've been getting a lot of questions about the bearish energy we're getting today, and let's just start with the basics. So we have the date 5/29/2021, giving us that big old 21. And the 21 always comes back to Saturn, okay? So those of you that have been following my work for a while, you know that I talk about Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus as the trifecta of what's going on here with the energy that operates and manipulates the financial sector along with the moon and the moon cycles. So today with the 5/29/2021 equaling 21 before reduction, and you got the Saturn connection of 21, of course in the Chaldean cipher as well with 21, and today is a Saturday. So the fact that today is Saturday on a day where the Gematria and the numerology come back to Saturn, it's giving us a lot of insight into why we're getting this bearish energy in today. So another thing to know about today is we are also in the 21st week of the year. So it's the week of the 21st week, and of course, that's where our date lies. So we have the 21st week of the year with the 21 date numerology all coming back to the 21 of Saturn. Another thing that we could do for the date that I like to do, so I'll write out the date again, 5/29/2021, and we'll add up the date as 5 plus 29 plus 20 plus 21, and we get this 75. And this 75 is such a crucial number for everyone to know because it's the motto of Saturn, order out of chaos, with the 75. So another thing is this comes back to Saturn's hexagon, okay, with the 75. And this is all ran by the New World Order 75. Okay, and of course that 69 connection in New World Order coming back to Saturn. We have Saturn with the 69. So there you go. That's why today is full of lettuce hands. Also another thing is this is the start of Mercury in retrograde. So Mercury in retrograde 2021 starting on May 29th, which is today. And Mercury retrograde gives us the 214. Now this is a really interesting number because this 214, I'll show you guys in a moment, but just to keep on track, we have this 58, and of course this 58 is returning back to the New World Order. Okay, but this 214 is amazing. Watch this. So I'm going to go to the 1 minute chart, the 1 minute chart for Bitcoin. I'm going to show you guys how this all works. So this is the 1 minute chart, and you're going to see that the lowest price we've gotten of the day happened at 214, the 214. Okay, so we have this 214 and then this energy that kicks back up into the 222, of course order out of chaos, equaling the 222, as you can see down here. It's just so amazing how all this stuff works. It's like you can't make it up. We have the low price on the 214 time on the day start of Mercury retrograde with the 214, and that double bottom happening right around here into that 322, and that 322 comes back to skull and bones. So this is so manipulated down to the minute. It's amazing. And that's not to say that we might get another lower low. Perhaps since right now it's 424, we could see at 444 another low. But this is just showing you how manipulated the times are. And this is all ran on the Eastern time zone. It's very crucial that everyone learns this. So with that being said, let's move into the charts. And I wanted to talk about Memorial Day of 2020. And we had some bearish energy around that weekend. So we could zoom in here, right, to Memorial Day 2020, which happened on the 25th of May. And as you can see, the 2 days before, we had a bearish momentum into the day and a little bit of a rebound on that day. And this actually created a V-shaped recovery. And then we have these 2 days right here of June 1st and June 2nd, which looks like a twin towers, as above, so below, with the wick of the day before in the green matching the wick to the bottom of the day after in red. This is such a beautiful pattern. It's something we see quite often actually in a lot of cryptos, but this twin towers pattern is beautiful. I remember this day because I bought Bitcoin on both of these days. Very heavy accumulations I made. So anyways, the one thing that is problematic this year is Memorial Day actually ends the month. So you can see right here in May, and the 31st, the last day of the month, will be the holiday. And Wall Street is closed. I'm not entirely sure how many institutional investors or institutional trading desks will be closed on this day. Some might be open. I'm not entirely sure. Of course, in the background, they can manipulate however they would like. But for the most part, the fact that it's a Monday and it ends the month, and there's not going to be any institutional players, quote unquote. Like, I don't know this 100%, but for the most part, that's how we're looking at this from the higher levels. You know, it's kind of fucked up because this monthly close is extremely bearish. So you guys heard me bringing up the monthly close in the previous video. Let me hide all of my drawings and I'll show you. Bring up the 8 EMA. We'll go to the monthly chart and you're seeing where we're at right now. We're basically below the 8 EMA, and during a bull run, we pretty much are always above this 8 EMA. There was one exception where you could have said we were still sort of in a bull run, and it would have been right here, which was the COVID crash. And of course, during the COVID crash, almost every single altcoin lost about 80% of its value from wick top to wick bottom, and then they recovered nicely moving into around the fall time, where we saw, basically a V-shaped recovery. But if you look at this on a monthly chart, this is a really interesting formation that we're getting. This is something we've never really seen before. It even looks more bearish than the 2013 run, which we've been talking about here on this channel, how we had the all-time high back in April 2013. Then we had our all-time high happening in April of 2021. And then if you look at the structure of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles, followed by this indecision doji, followed by a big red, that's the same thing as back here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles, hammer, indecision, big red, and then a recovery throughout the rest of the run, with a bigger dip actually happening in July. So we're not even there yet. That's bearish. That tells me that there is possibilities of us having all bearish closes across the board and still recovering but it's going to look really, really bloody in the meantime. So again, anything is possible in this matrix. You've heard me say. Now is not the time, though, to be greedy if we get a buyback. Okay. So anyways, I don't want to harp on that too much because that's something that I talked about in previous videos. But for the most part, we're actually not that far away from, this 8. We're only about 5 or 6%. So we still have 2 more trading days, full trading days to go. And, I wouldn't even be surprised if right near the end of the monthly close, we just got bought back up right around to 37K, and then we just kept it sideways and boring for a little more time. So let me go back to the daily chart, talk a little bit about what's going on. So back here on Memorial Day in 2020, we actually had a pretty substantial buyback right after the blood in the streets leading into the holiday. So let's go from the bottom wick up to the top of this wick right here before the Twin Towers Day, and you're looking at around 20% gains from wick low to wick high over the course of 7 days. So if we were to copy that, this is what we would be looking at. And sorry about this fractal. I should actually probably delete this because it's just taking up space. But let's just assume like we get a little more bearish energy, and then we come down to like 33K, and then we pump up 20% over the next 7 days, and you're looking at around a 39, let's just call it $40,000 Bitcoin. That's a pretty nice recovery from these levels, and it wouldn't be a new lower low. So we have the lower low on 29,000 right here. Then we have the second with 31.1, and today we're looking at 33. So I'm not going to say that we can't go lower. Of course we can go lower, but for the most part, these are higher lows. People do need to understand that. So if we get manipulated through the weekend and pop back up, that's great. But like I've told you guys time and time again, anytime you get these big red days in Bitcoin, you get even bigger red days in all your altcoins. So that's why it's so important to focus on the Bitcoin chart. Even if you own no Bitcoin, like the people who show up in the comments section being like, Bitcoin's a shitcoin. I'm like, okay, if Bitcoin's a shitcoin, why does it go down 4% and XRP goes down 11%? Grow up. Why is Chainlink down 11% when they're talking about Shopify integrations? They're talking about integrating Link and HBAR with Shopify. Why are they down today? You feel me? It's because Bitcoin is the energy of this sector. It moves the energy. And once you get that through your head, you're going to be able to understand what's going on here. It's just a cheat code to focus on Bitcoin when you're learning technical analysis. So that's why I focus on it. And XRP I focus on as an indicator of the momentum before the momentum comes. So when we have a massive run-up in XRP, I'll explain this real quick. You see this run-up right here between November 10th and November 25th. This told you the bull run was going to start. Why? Because after this run-up, it took a little bit of time. It took about a week to 2 weeks to start seeing it react with the rest of the market. XRP is a leading indicator. It's like a crystal ball. So that's why I focus on it, because it could give you a lot of amazing insights. Before this pumps the way that it does, it tells you that things are good. Things are anyways, I don't want to jump the gun here, but you get what I'm saying. So really quickly, I do want to go into a little bit of gematria with Bitcoin. So something to think about is Bitcoin equaling this 36, right? And we're going to be moving into June 3rd. So June 3rd internationally would be written 3-6. So it's something to think about because of this coming date of June 3rd. And then also this 23 does show up because we'll be leading into the 23rd week of the year, the day after. Okay, so we have 23rd week in June 7th, which is the 7-6 date. Okay, and you're going to see why this is really important, guys. So with that 23, it also shows up Chaldean and Bitcoin, like the 23rd week of the year, And then also in XRP, we have that 23, right? And then in Ripple, we have that 76, which would stand for June 7th, okay? June 7th, right here, you can see starts the 23rd week of the year. Okay, another thing is in that same week of the 23rd week of the year, we have a new moon. So typically new moons are when we see bullish energy. So I would not be surprised if we start getting bullish momentum into this 23rd week, maybe next week because it's the 22nd week and it has the 6/6 date numerology, like 666. Perhaps this is going to be a really shitty week, but we'll rebound off the energy. Okay, so it's something to consider, right? Like it's just something that we could be open-minded to. Okay, so another thing that's really interesting about the 7/6 date is this 7/6 date, when you write it out as such, 7/6/2021, we're getting the 18, and also if I add it up as such, 7 plus 6 plus 20 plus 21, we get this 54. So when we get the 18 and the 54 together, it always reminds me of theta, because theta comes back to Venus, right? With the 1854, 27, and all these numbers that match. It's making me really interested because I know Theta 3.0 mainnet is launching soon, and that 3.0 mainnet would be launching around the 2nd day of July, coincidentally. That 2/7, so you have the 7th month and the 2nd day, and that's when the 3.0 mainnet is launching. And then this is 3 days before the 27th week of the year, right? That's amazing. So there's probably going to be some bullish energy for, well, let's just say volatility. I don't like calling it bullish or bearish at this time because we're going to be most likely pretty sideways. But with that being said, this 27th week, it's going to be during a new moon, I'm pretty sure. I could double check that for everyone. Boop-a-doo. So when's the next new moon? The moon in July? Yeah, it's the 9th. All right. Yep, that 27th week, it's going to have a new moon, so that's bullish energy across the board, guys. I know this video is going a little long, but I think this kind of this is valuable, like end of the week information for everyone. So anyways, you know, Theta, it's looking pretty good. I'm just saying. Just saying. I bought a little Theta today, by the way. It's at $5 and like 89 cents or something like that. I remember it was pretty damn low when I got in. Yeah, it was around 590 something. I'm really happy about that buy-in. So let's go to XRP really quickly just to talk about some of the bullish things that are going on. So for one, you can see on this daily chart, we're getting a nice bounce. We're holding support above the 200. That's very critical. Now let's go to the weekly chart and we'll pull up the 21 EMA where we're actually trading below. But you know, it's a sneeze to get above that. Typically the 21 is bullish. It's only about 7%. That's funny how it's 7.6%. Was that how much? Because you know, Ripple equals 76. Anyways, so it's interesting that we're kind of trading between the 21 and the 34, but this is looking pretty good. You know, it's pretty nice. And also, let's look at the monthly. So the monthly is not bad either because we're not getting like a bearish engulfing candle or anything. We're actually trading above the previous wick high. So anything above 78 cents on the monthly closure would be pretty good for XRP, and I would call that totally normal. Also, look at how the structure of right here around the 16th of November into the 21st of December has a very similar fractal. Remember when I was saying, guys, before this breakout, we predicted on this channel that we would have a breakout in the month of April. We would hit $1 for the first time in 3 years. We predicted that back in early March. And I told you guys that XRP typically only has like a 40-day cycle, okay? That means from pump to dump, it's about 40 days, and this is no different. It literally did as such, where you can see from the breakout wick bottom to the wick low, it was 42 days, and it came right back down to retest where it broke out. So this is something to consider. The one good thing, though, is we're consecutively making higher lows. So hitting 65 cents and popping back up to 80 cents is great. So closing this weekly where we're at, I would love to get over the 21, but right now the manipulation is through the fucking roof. It's the 2021 year. We have the Jubilee, the Shemitah year, like I talked about in the live stream last night. So it's going to be all manipulation between here and, 2022. It's just something people have to deal with. And when I say manipulation, I'm not talking about like the generic form of manipulation that people think. I mean like literally high leverage and tons of artificially printed money straight off the printing press from the Fed to the central banks, and the central banks pretending like they're not playing in this crypto space, but they 100% are. So this is all looking pretty good. Again, ultimately, I would love to see a close above the 236 for XRP, but I think we're going to remain in a bearish posture up until June 10th. The reason for June 10th is because it's when the next new moon is, like I've been bringing up for the last 3 or 4 YouTube videos, and we're going to continue to use this moon phases indicator as things go. I would suspect that even if we have a shitty weekly close, we can still pop up and then get around this 115, maybe as high as 130. And that's about as far as I see it going. Unless there's a ton of liquidity that gets pumped into this market, I do not anticipate any new highs anytime soon until the month of most likely September. So this is going to be a long, arduous trading range that we build, and it will look like a reaccumulation after decline. So in my next videos for my mastermind course, I will be going over what the reaccumulation schematics are like for Wyckoff method. Again, I love Wyckoff method. I've been using it from before I even started this YouTube channel. It's something that I teach in my mastermind course, and it's kind of the easiest way to learn technical analysis. You don't need to have all the RSI and the MACD and the moving averages and all that extra stuff. All that stuff is icing on the cake. The most important thing, though, is learning market structure. And when you learn Wyckoff properly, Wyckoff method used properly can help you to be able to make moves in this market because you'll know where you are in the market cycle. That's the biggest thing that people disregard. They spend so much time sweating over the prices going down and FOMOing into the prices going up. But if they were to pay attention to learning market structure, they would be able to conquer this market and be able to see it from a completely new angle. So anyways, with that being said, if you guys wanted to take advantage of the course discount, it'll be ending in a couple days. Patreon will be starting again on June 1st. So anyone looking to become a Patreon supporter, I'll remind you on the first day of June when the new billing cycle starts. Mastermind community is absolutely kicking off. We have so many highly enlightened individuals in our mastermind community. Everyone's sharing their ideas. We immediately started talking last night about the airport idea that we were discussing on the live stream. That was so awesome. I would love to make something like that happen. Private airline would be absolutely amazing for all of us, especially if they're going to start doing what we know they're going to start doing for travel. So anyways, with that being said, enjoy the rest of your weekend in the Matrix. Much love.